Some victims of the attack were transferred to Turkey. Our correspondent Natalie Carney visited Rihanli in southern Turkey. She met one family that was ripped apart by the attack. They lost 26 of their family members.
At a Turkey-Syria border crossing, Abdulmajid al-Yusuf is waiting for his brother, who he hasn't seen in 4 years. But the reunion is bittersweet. Adnan al-Yusuf is here to visit his injured relatives. Their brother Jalal is also waiting to be rushed back to the hospital. Inside the family home, 12-year-old Rowan al-Yusuf recites the names of the 26 members of her family killed by the suspected chemical attack on the town of Khan Sheikhoun Tuesday. Her teacher and many of her classmates also lost their lives. 55-year-old Radwa is the family matriarch.
We were sleeping, and the first thing we hear is the sound of explosion. We ran out. We saw lots of smoke. Then we started coughing. We were evacuated to a hospital, which I don't remember. Then I lost consciousness. I woke up to find I was in Turkey, and my son had died.
Radwa's other son was nowhere to be found, nor were his triplets, Jihad, Jude, and Jad. Radwa is the aunt of Abdul Hamid al-Yusuf, the father cradling his dead twin babies in images seen around the world, images that helped spur U.S. President Donald Trump to fire 59 Tomahawk missiles on a Syrian airbase 2 days later, the first direct assault on Assad's government by the U.S. Yet the family doesn't seem to realize the impact that scene had on the world, nor does it appear they care. Jalal, still short of breath as a result of the attack, is now back at home.
Abdul Hamid is my cousin, but for a family has 26 martyrs, they were not the only one. The Trump attack is like a TV series mocking Syrians. For 24 hours, they talk about nothing but Syria, but today, nothing. All the world has already made agreements about the Syrian people.
61 victims of the attack were transferred to Turkey. 3 have since died in hospital here. Turkey says autopsies show chemical agents were found in their systems, most likely the banned nerve gas sarin. Humanitarian groups say some 100 people in all were killed in the attack, including dozens of children. Up to 500 more were injured.
Turkish authorities continue to investigate the attack, collecting soil from Khan Sheikhoun to be examined in the Turkish capital. Meanwhile, more casualties have been reported on Saturday as another airstrike hits the very same town. Natalie Carney for CGTN in Rihanli, southern Turkey.
Meanwhile, residents in Damascus and Istanbul have taken to the streets protesting and condemning the airstrike carried out by the U.S. Demonstrators are claiming that the Syrian army does not possess chemical weapons, while also accusing the U.S. of trying to turn the situation in Syria into the conflict that destroyed Iraq several years ago.
All chemical weapons were destroyed in 2014 when the UN monitors came and proved Syria was clear of chemical weapons. They hit us with the excuse of chemical weapons, and we do not have any. They destroyed Iraq and killed millions with the excuse of chemical weapons.
This is clearly a provocation. It is noteworthy that this chemical attack emerged after Syria's legitimate government achieved victory against jihadist gangs and terrorist organizations. We see this strike as a tool to pave way for an invasion in the region by the United States and other imperialist forces, just like what happened in Iraq and Yugoslavia.